Namaskar and welcome to DD Dialogue. We are in the beautiful city of Mysore. The theme of this particular session is anti-incumbency versus double-engine government. Now, let me in brief try and explain why this theme is important. In the past 4 decades, since 1985, nearly 4 decades, no government has managed to win the support of the people in consecutive terms. That's an important aspect. But can the BJP break this trend and come back to power with its narrative of double-engine government, which is very popular? Can the Congress make an attempt to make a comeback and find its ground in the state of Karnataka? What is the role that JDS and Aam Aadmi Party likely to play? What kind of impact are they likely to have? Those are the themes that we'll be talking about. Let me compliment the wonderful and patient audience members as you've been this evening. Let's put our hands together for the spirit of conversation and your presence here. Let me also, in that spirit, introduce our panel of experts who are joining us for this conversation. Let me welcome Mr. Anand Guru Murthy, a BJP spokesperson, Dr. Sara Haq, Vice President, Congress Campaign Committee, Shri C.N. Manjegowda, MLC from the JDS, and we also have with us Ashok Mrityunjay, Aam Aadmi Party State Spokesperson, and we have with us Senior Journalist T.R. Satish Kumar, Mysuru Bureau Chief from Deccan Herald. Warm welcome to each one of you. My idea was to begin this conversation in a conventional manner. How do you see anti-incumbency? How do you see the idea of double-engine government? But something happened in the past 1 day or so which makes me change my plan of the question. So I'll turn to the Congress first. The Congress President, Mallikarjun Kharge ji, made some disparaging remarks about Prime Minister from a public platform. And we've seen in the past that personal attacks against Prime Minister, a popular leader, often turns around the person who makes those personal attacks. So even as we open this conversation about anti-incumbency with the reasons why the BJP should or should not come back to power, do you, Dr. Haq, see, in all honesty, besides the political morality, a certain degree of possible self-goal that may have happened with what Kharge ji said about Prime Minister Modi?
See, Kharge ji is a stalwart. He's a veteran politician, experienced, faced a lot, dedicated his life in and out to politics. And you know what Congress has done? We have ruled for years and years, yet we questioned, our existence, our work, everything was questioned. So let me be very frank and open to you. As a human being or anybody, okay, you say something to me, I say something to you, obviously sir sitting next to me will not like when we make a personal attack.
What is the political cost of launching a direct personal attack on the Prime Minister? Do you think that is problematic? Tell me honestly.
As you asked me whether it is a self-goal, no, I don't see, because if people are hurt, if people are upset, whatever statement comes or goes, if you want a change, you will vote for a change.
Okay, fair enough. Let me bring that point to Anand Guru Murthy ji. How do you see it? The BJP leaders already are using it as an ammunition. They're saying now, we will not respond to these attacks. The people of Karnataka, the point that I was making about really harnessing that attack and turning it on the opponent, and the people of Karnataka will answer it. How do you see this incident and the political mileage that you're looking at?
During elections, these types of incidents are becoming more common because people are getting frustrated, especially the opposition in India is getting frustrated. They have nothing to say about Modi's government. They are not able to question, and whenever they question, they are building a false narrative. If it comes to Rafale, which was questioned during the 2019 election, it was a false narrative. Similarly, they start with false narratives, fall on their face. And when they fall on their face, they are not able to get up and show their face to the people. So they start, talking the way they talked yesterday. So this has led to a kind of, political narrative from the opposition side, whether it is the West Bengal elections or the Kerala elections or the Karnataka elections today. The narrative is going in this direction, and it's really very wrong, but they should understand. Now, what is the political mileage and other things? We are getting mileage from the work that has been done by the Narendra Modi government. The work has been consistent and is reaching out to the last man according to our dream of Antyodaya, which we express it on a day in, day out basis in our party. that Antyodaya is our dream, wherein we reach the last person who has not been reached by the government. And we are able to successfully do this in the last 9 years. We have shown this through the Modi government, and we want to prove it in Karnataka in the next 10 years when we are going to have 2 successive governments here. And as you said, Karnataka always had anti-incumbencies due to confusions. But this time, we are able to give the people the right narrative, and this time we are not having any kind of anti-incumbency. People understand that there was a period of Congress and JDS rule. After that Corona period, BJP was there in power. It was a very hard period for India and all other countries. Despite this, we are having one of the wonderful economies that is India. It is the only, diamond in the entire world, people are telling, including IMF and UN and even WHO says, okay.
Satish Kumar ji, if I can come to you, our guests here gave very clear, but also, if I may say, they're focusing still on the agenda of the party, the work that they've done. But the point that I made, because it does often is responsible for a turnaround in elections. Personal attacks against Prime Minister. If you look at developments, elections in the past, what kind of cost could the opposition pay for targeting the Prime Minister in a state election?
Personal attacks are not new in Indian politics. It has been happening for a long time. But the point here is, whenever a personal attack is made against Modi, the BJP knows how to encash upon
That's
it.
the point I was making about, okay.
Whereas the other parties do not have that kind of a strategy or a machinery where they could exploit the attacks against the tallest leader of the party. We have to see how far they will be able to encash on this. And we also have to look at the Congress, including Khargeji, who made this statement, how they are going to defend their statement. We have to see the results only when it reaches the people.
Yes.
So how far they will be successful in reaching this message to the people, across to the people, that depends on how their machinery works, how their strategies work.
Right, we'll have to wait and watch
their outreach and all those things.
Right.
It is only Congress who can accept and regret for whatever, I mean, it's not in the hands of all other
But
parties.
you could have just avoided it, isn't it? Especially coming from
Why don't we see it as a
national
positive
president
thing?
of the oldest political
No,
party.
why don't we see it as a positive sign? Somebody as tall as him, and the national party, when they regret.
Mallikarjun Khargeji did not regret or say apologize for it. He clearly told, I have not told it. He told, I have used BJP, not Modi. But we have all seen that he has used Modi's name 10 times. Okay, which clearly shows that whatever guarantee card they are distributing, right, there's no guarantee or warranty for it. Okay, so they're going to speak something and they're going to do something after the election,
Okay,
which is what they have proven through this incident.
That's for the people to decide. Let's take this conversation forward and focus on those 2 big terms that defines the theme of this session. Double engine government and anti-incumbency. Double engine government, the idea is pushed by the BJP very strongly. The centre and the state government working together. I'd like to learn from you, vis-a-vis Karnataka, what would you underline as your key achievements for the double engine government, and what kind of promise do you have for the future? What can the young, what the youth, the people of Karnataka expect in the future? But very briefly, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, see, basically, one very important thing is the farm, whatever farmers get as 2,000 rupees, it's about 6,000 rupees that the
PM Kisan Samman
PM Kisan Samman Yojana, 6,000 rupees the central government gives. Now in Karnataka, our government, Karnataka government under Yediyurappa ji, and it has been continued, adds 4 more thousand to it. So see, this is the place where central government is demarcating some funds for a scheme, and that gets added upon by a government of BJP. But if you see this same scheme, almost 94% of the people who applied for it are getting the benefits in Karnataka. But if you go to Kerala or West Bengal, the state government machinery does not let the collectors work and ensure that the farmers are enrolled, because of which the farmers don't get benefits. Similarly, you have the water scheme, the Jal Jeevan Yojana.
Okay.
Jal Jeevan Yojana also, Let me tell you very clearly, wherever there is a BJP government in state government, the state government is made to work a little bit faster in ensuring that all the Labharthis come into the scheme. But if it is another government, till the name gets changed in some way in which they get some electoral benefit, okay, whether it is the West Bengal government or Rajasthan Congress government, they ensure that the scheme does not reach the people. Now this, you can see in numbers also, in Karnataka, due to the double engine Sarkar, the beneficiaries are getting the benefit at a faster rate.
Ashok Mrityunjay, if I can come to you, sir, how do you look at this discussion on anti-incumbency and double engine government? Your assessment of the work that is done by the government, because for Aam Aadmi Party, which sort of presents itself on the development bank, whether or not people support it, how do you see the work done and the efficiency with which the work is done in the state by the state government?
Well, I think we have to go a little 3 years back and see when the Congress JDS government was there. BJP government was formed by an unconventional way of purchasing MLAs from the Congress and JDS, right? So they were never given a full authority any point in time across any time in Karnataka, right? They've been given an opportunity, they stole an opportunity. However, if you look at last 3-4 years, it's very clear. There was a survey done. It shows 47% of the people say that they don't want BJP to come back to power. Out of those 47%, 27% people are the same people who think that Narendra Modi should be in power in center. That means the same BJP cadre who thinks that Narendra Modi is the best prime minister also think that B.S. Bommai or the Yediyurappa is not the best CM and they're the most corrupt. This is a survey which was published in the Hindu a week back. Having said that, it's not just the corruption which is an issue, right? It's efficiency of their work. You look at the floods which happened last year in Bangalore, right? Almost, entire Bangalore got flooded so badly that, 1 week people were stuck inside the home. Bangalore, which is a Silicon Valley of India, has been, we had to take our boats to reach our places. So that is the, governance which was done by the BJP government, right? In addition to that, they brought students into communal violence. They took up hijab issue in the college. Students go to college for studies. We don't want our kids to fight that you're Hindu, I'm Muslim.
What is Aam Aadmi Party that is trying to make its foray, in a way, for the first time and trying to make its place felt? What are you going to offer as against what you listed about the BJP?
See, we want an educated India, right? Today, if you look at the government school, it's pathetic condition.
Specifically about Karnataka.
Karnataka, right? If you look at the government schools in Karnataka, 13,000 schools have been closed this year. We would offer betterment of government school, right? Today, at the year of 3, a kid's future get decided. If the father is rich, the kid is going to be an IAS officer or a doctor. If the father is poor, the kid is going to become an auto driver. I'm not demeaning any job, but the education level drops because of the quality education. Education is a topmost priority.
JDS, and then I'll come to you. Manjay Gowda ji, your thoughts. आप बहुत देर तक इंतजार कर रहे हैं. आप कैसे देते हैं एंटी इनकम्बेंसी के इशू को? आप कैसे देखते हैं? और JDS ऐसा क्या ऑफर करेगा कि वो किंग मेकर या खुद एज अ पार्टी ऑफ प्रोमिनेंस बन के उभरे आपके अनुसार? पहले बीजेपी के काम को कैसे देखते हैं?
जैसे हमारा पार्टी, हमारा मिशन है 1, 2, 3. किसी का साथ सरकार बनाने का इरादा हमारा पास नहीं है. जो अभी डबल इंजन सरकार जो भी बोल रहा है, हम वो कर रहा है, ये कर रहा है देश के लिए. अभी देश में वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट जो एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट है और जो बॉर्डर में हमारा बॉर्डर को सिक्योरिटी कर रहे सोल्जर्स, उनका तरफ ज़्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए था. लेकिन बोलता है एक करता है एक. जैसे अभी सोल्जर का जो पेंशन है 19,000 करोड़, अभी तक उनका पैसा नहीं दिया है. अभी कर्नाटक में जो एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट का जो भी लोन है, उसको हमारा कुमारण्णा, जब हमारा कांग्रेस और हमारा जेडीएस जब सरकार था उस टाइम में उसको मना किया, लोन को मना कर दिया. अभी हमारा जो गवर्नमेंट का जो कुमारण्ण का इरादा है, कर्नाटक में जो एजुकेशन और मेडिकल एजुकेशन देन जो मेडिकल का जो भी स्पेशलिस्ट देना चाहता है, वो नेशनल पार्टी को क्यों नहीं आया वो? लेकिन जब दिल्ली में हम आदमी पार्टी ने किया, उसको अभी कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट उसको कॉपी कर रहा है। जो लेडीज के लिए वो देता है, 200 वैट्स का वोल्टेज वैट्स का इसको मन्ना करते करके वो अनाउंस कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ कॉपी करते जा रहे हैं। जैसे बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट आया, गवर्नमेंट पे बोला, जब रेवेन्यू मिनिस्टर जो वो अशोका जी जो बात किया।
पर आप जेडीएस की अगर बात करें कि आप स्पेसिफिकली वोट आपको क्यों देंगे, कोई किसी को कॉपी करे लेकिन जेडीएस
नहीं, हमारा एक इरादा है, जो गवर्नमेंट
जी
कर्नाटक में जेडीएस गवर्नमेंट आएगा, कर्नाटक का गवर्नमेंट आया तो जो कर्नाटक वाला जो वोट देगा वो कर्नाटक को वोट दे करके हम समझना है। जैसे दिल्ली, हर एक चीज के लिए दिल्ली के लिए जाना पड़ता है। अभी एचडी देवगौड़ा जी हो, कर्नाटक में कुमारण्ण जी हो, कर्नाटक में ही मिलता है। जो कर्नाटक में जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स है उसका अच्छी तरह जानता है।
ओके, चलिए आप कर्नाटका स्पेसिफिक जो इश्यूज हैं
उसके बाद
ब्रीफली सर,
जो हमारा आजकल का देश जिसके ऊपर खड़ा होना है, जो एजुकेशन फर्स्ट होना है देश के लिए, उसके बाद मेडिकल, क्योंकि वो दोनों को अस्तित्व ख्याल रखना चाहिए। वो हमारा गवर्नमेंट, कुमारण्ण का गवर्नमेंट, हमारा जेडीएस गवर्नमेंट उसको करेगा।
Anand Gurumurthy ji, if I can come to you, 40% commission, we've been talking about PCM. This is not a term simply coming from political parties but other quarters also. How do you see these as a challenge, especially when they sort of make the anti-incumbency even a bigger force against you?
See, most of the narratives based on corruption are also fake narratives. Like couple of places things had happened which had affected us, and which we are very clear that we are not going to entertain any form of corruption. If you see Narendra Modi's government there, and afterwards here government during the governance period, especially during the Corona period, some of the things that people talked about, and afterwards they started blaming potholes and other things, which were actually the roads laid during their government.
No, but the allegations of corruption are about the manner in which commission is demanded for work to happen. Those are the kind of allegations that are coming.
Okay, see, based on that feedback, party has done one more new thing in this.
There's an MLA that you have who was convicted for corruption, is it not?
He was caught by the Lokayukta, right?
Yes.
Now, that is very important point. He was a BJP MLA, and it is a BJP government here, but still, action was taken against a corrupt person. It is very important that our governance model, okay, that is there, has understood certain loopholes which have been fixed
because you're being
by
so
our
honest
party,
about
by our party.
Okay.
In this election, out of the 224 members, 222 seats we have given to people. 2 people are contesting in 4 seats, so 222 people. Among them, 72 are new faces. There is a need for new people to come into politics, and that need is because of these issues.
But many would say why give a chance to a party which already has indulged in corruption? Why trust the new people when the old people could not deliver? So this presenting of new faces is also has both sides,
Both sides, but we are very positive about it, and we are very clear that the governance in the future of BJP will be more transparent. We will ensure that anybody who is corrupt, whichever party they are, will be delivered to the justice system, and justice system will just give the delivery according to what is required.
Dr. Haq, how do you plan the comments that your colleague made in the political fraternity? How does the Congress plan to take on the BJP on this issue? Also, given that in the past the reasons why many believe Congress lost power, whether it's in the center or in the state, is for the allegations of corruption, the trust that people lost in transparency and honesty. How do you plan to take on the BJP?
Let me first clarify, to the entire crowd present here and all my friends here. Aren't we talking about Karnataka elections?
We are, absolutely.
And is Karnataka ruled by Narendra Modi or Bommai? It is definitely by my dear friend is
But
sitting
your
here for
president
last
is DK
20
Shivakumar
minutes.
and Siddaramaiah,
Last
who have
20
lot of
minutes, my
allegations.
dear friends has not taken the name of the chief minister. We are talking about Karnataka elections. We are talking about anti-incumbency that is set against the chief minister, the face of
Are you
BJP.
saying they have not named the chief minister?
Yes, they have not named the chief
Have
minister.
you named the chief minister? Are you very clear about?
No, I am not talking about that naming. I said about the anti-incumbency sentiment or whatever sir was talking. He was
Congress.
speaking about the Prime Minister Modi. But who is representing Karnataka? It is Mr.
Did you
Bommai.
speak
What
about
about
DK
the Congress?
Shivakumar
But the
or...
question
No,
is about.
you
question
took my
is about-
answer wrong, Shubhendu. What I'm trying to say is not about naming the chief minister who's going to lead.
Please
The
talk
current
about the
chief
allegations
minister,
against
who
Siddaramaiah
allegations,
and DK
which
Shivakumar.
allegations
Yeah.
are for the anti-incumbency sentiment. Why is BJP so rattled with anti-incumbency? Because they know they haven't performed. They definitely haven't. And the first and the foremost thing is, how did BJP enter Karnataka? In what way did they enter Karnataka? Answers what is their ambition and what is their
people
mission.
would fairly answer that, Dr. Haq, but my question was, will Congress solely ride on the anti-incumbency sentiment? Do you want to win by default, or do you consciously want to...
Sir, Congress has done
subdue
heaps
power?
and bounds to
Yes.
the whole country.
So tell us
Talking about Karnataka.
No, Karnataka. Tell us about the vision.
Talking about Karnataka, Congress knows in and out what is the issue and where the loopholes are. Like how sir said that, a lot of loopholes were set in by them and it came on our head. That's a responsibility. If your government was good enough, you could have performed 10 times better
Congress
than
is
us.
We
vision.
have
I think
performed
Dr.
10
Haq,
times.
Better
we
than
are again
that.
deviating. I
Okay?
understand. Allegations, we can keep going on with it.
No, I
think
have to,
let us-
because sir
let us-
pointed
let
out
us-
to me personally like this, so
let
I
us-
would definitely
let us-
say.
My idea is, let us use this time to an extent possible to give ideas that you have for the state and for the
Congress
people.
has understood, Congress knows what Karnataka needs. Karnataka has been a cultural, educational hub, an IT hub. Karnataka carries the Silicon Valley, and now thanks to the current BJP government that, the IT hub is shifted to Delhi. That is, that's a very sad thing, because their minister was busy and there was nobody to go to Davos and get, whereas KTR, we saw how many thousands and crores of MOUs he signed. But this is, I'm telling you about the performance. Congress knows the pulse of the farmers. Congress has now touched the fishermen.
What will you offer?
Yes, Congress will definitely deliver whatever
One of the
they have
things that
promised.
farmer unions have asked for very clearly, they've said that the party that helps them get these targets, we're going to support them. One of them is farm loan waivers, the small farmers of the state who've suffered because of drought condition or flood conditions. What is Congress promising to them?
Yes, Congress is definitely promising to stand by the farmers.
Stand by, are you going to waive the loans?
If
In what
needed
way?
by.
That is the point I'm trying to make. In what way are going to do what you are saying? So you have an opportunity, ma'am, right now to say it, if the idea is very clear. Specifically, what do you have for the farmers, for example?
See, the farmers have definitely suffered. We all know about it. Once the Congress government comes and whatever our leaders have promised, they're definitely going to deliver, and they're going to see and understand the situation and then offer whatever has been promised or maybe more.
Okay, Mrityunjay, let me come to you. You've been wanting to make some important points. Now, we've seen in the past the manner in which, we've seen it in Delhi, how this anti-corruption drive was something that fueled your movement, and then you became a party. What is your idea of capitalizing that in Karnataka? And again, my point about not just about why people should not vote for a particular party, but why should they vote for you, a new person who's not fully tested in the context of Karnataka, and the situation in Delhi in political terms does not seem very pleasant for Aam Aadmi Party. Your take?
You go to any government department today, without paying a bribe, you don't even get a death certificate. You don't even get a birth certificate. Aam Aadmi Party will make sure that those certificates will come to your home. You don't have to go anywhere, just give a call that will come to your home. That's a promise.
Okay.
Corruption-free governance is a promise. Not 40%, 0% commission. You don't have to go anywhere, everything will be delivered to you. Don't pay single rupee as a bribe. If anyone is giving a bribe, record us, send it to us, we will make sure the person is behind the bar. We spoke about farm loans, right? We have to waive off the farm loans. There is no second thought about it. But is that an end to it? No. We need to provide a minimum support price. Kanishta Bembala Bele. If I'm a farmer, I'm growing something, I need to know that my farm yield will be sold at a certain rate for sure. Whatever the investment I've put into the business, I'm going to get that back for sure. If he has that guarantee, he will continue to grow. Today, most of the farmers, agriculturists are shifting to Bangalore because they don't have they don't see the future in agriculture. They're worried about it. right? We will support the minimum support price to all the farmer yield. ಕನಿಷ್ಠ ಬೆಂಬಲ ಬೆಲೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಬೆಳೆಗೂ ನಾವು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. Health care. Today, if someone is dying on the road, we hesitate to take him to hospital because, arey yaar, I have to pay the bill, right? If nobody is there, I have to pay the bill. Aam Aadmi Party Delhi has delivered a scheme wherein if you take any accident happens, the entire expense will be borne by the state government, not by
That's a
the
central
local,
government scheme which they
right?
paste their label.
So,
Central government scheme within 72
our,
hours.
our complete plan is only to support the people. Today we struggle to pay our school fees. School fees are skyrocketed. The government do not control the school fees, right? Government has openly, gave a statement in the High Court that, they don't have authority to control the school fees, right?
The lines of reform, Ritinjay, that we've also seen you work on in Delhi as far as education is concerned, health is concerned. So those are also the key points that you're coming to Karnataka.
That is a key thing, which bothers everybody. I have to pay huge money to my school. I have to pay huge money to the hospital.
Fair enough. You've made your point. Let me quickly come to JDS. Sir, क्या आप करेंगे स्टेट के लोगों के लिए स्पेसिफिकली, अगर आप कुछ एक इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स बता पाए, सबसे बड़ी 3 चीजें जो जेडीएस लोगों के लिए, यूथ के लिए, किसानों के लिए, महिलाओं के लिए करेगी, सबसे बड़ी चीजें?
अभी जैसे बीजेपी 1 महीना पहले एक एमएलए को पकड़ा गया, उसके बाद दिल्ली में आम आदमी का एक मिनिस्टर भी अभी भी अंडर कस्टडी है. जब कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट में था, सोशल वेलफेयर मिनिस्टर हास के दिंबू उसमें भी पकड़ा गया. लेकिन हमारा जो जेडीएस पार्टी है, उसमें जब अचानक से 2 बार हमारा कर्नाटक का सीएम बन गए कुमारण्णा जी, कोई भी ऐसा काम नहीं हुआ. जैसे बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट आया, कर्नाटक का लोन ज्यादा बढ़ा दिया. अभी ये क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूं बीजेपी से, कर्नाटक का बजट है 3.9 लाख crores, लोन कितना है? 5 लाख समथिंग crores लोन. इतना लोन लिया, एक बार हर एक आइटम का रेट भी बढ़ गया, उसके बाद लोन भी बढ़ गया. बीच का जो फायदा कहां गया? जैसे आजकल छोटा मोटा लोग जीना बहुत मुश्किल है. जैसे कर्नाटक में कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट आया, हर एक चीज को फ्री देते करके, जब सिद्धरामैया जी कर्नाटक का चीफ मिनिस्टर था, ऑलमोस्ट 150,000 crores लोन लिया. अभी जो ये लोन को कौन चुकाएगा? इसका जवाबदारी, इसका रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कौन लेगा?
ब्रीफली एक रिस्पांस.
एक मिनट सर, एक मिनट सर.
सवाल पूछा, उसका रिस्पांस ले लेते हैं.
Sir,
नहीं, मेरे को टाइम देना. मेरे को फिर टाइम दे.
Question, sir, you are asking a very important question. See, during the corona period, there were certain GST differences which led to the loan situation for Karnataka. Okay, and this is understood by everybody who is understanding it. But common man feels that okay, there are some issues, but this has to be explained. So at that point of time, whatever has risen to the extra fiscal deficit, that balancing act has already been conveyed in the union government's budget and in Karnataka state government's budget, and it will be taken care of in the next 5 years, sir. So your question of when it will be taken care, it's already explained in the budget. Number 2 is the inflation, which is very important, sir. Inflation, if you see all over the world, whether it is the developed countries or the developing countries or our own country, just see our neighbor Pakistan or see our neighbor Bangladesh. The kind of inflation they are seeing, we are not seeing, because our fiscal management is in a better condition, because we have better leaders here. This is something which has to be understood by common man. But still, there is inflation. Each one of us, you and me, are facing inflation.
But Anand Gurumurthy, the prices of gas cylinders, for example,
yes,
for the people, the manner
yes,
in which it pinches them.
Yes, it pinches them.
What has the government done
See,
for it?
I would like to tell you that the manifestos of all parties have to be studied by people. We are also going to release a manifesto, and that is going to answer this question. Instead of telling one
No, just
point,
for example, I mean, that's a point that sort of resonates with a lot of people. The expenses of the gas cylinder,
See,
because you've also protested when you were not in power.
Exactly. Okay. See, all these gas prices and petrol prices which were fixed to the international rates is pinching our pockets. Why? We import them. And that has to be answered through the manifestos. And that is why I am telling, instead of telling one price and just getting away from this debate, I am giving a more responsible answer here, saying that the manifesto will answer everything.
Okay, then people will turn to the manifesto. Satish Kumar ji, I'll come to you. The manner in which corruption issues, I mean, the allegations fly around in all elections and also when elections are over. But in this particular edition of Karnataka elections, how potent is the force of the issue of corruption, the allegations that are doing rounds, and how will it play out according to you as far as anti-incumbency or the claim of double-engine government is concerned?
Allegations and defense of corruption is mainly seen in the media. Being a part of the media, I can vouch that people are not discussing corruption because we are on the ground. We are connected with the people, we speak to people, we understand their feelings. Most of the people, even when we mention about corruption to them, they say it's only a media issue. For them, they need development works. They're okay if a politician does some corruption and takes some commission. But what they want is some development. This is a bitter reality. It's true that corruption should go, there should be a clean government, but it might take time because people have accepted corruption. Most of the people are not against corruption, they just want works to be executed, some development to be done, even if a politician is corrupt.
But would you say, is that because the kind of political options that lie in front of us, that they fail to choose the cleanest of them all because there is none as such?
Yeah.
Is that the...
They have very few options.
Is that a commentary on the political landscape is what
they have very limited options. Among these limited options, they have to select who is suitable for them.
Okay.
I stress here suitable. They're just suitable for them, that's all.
Okay. Okay, I take the point, taking forward this conversation, the manner in which we're talking about anti-incumbency and double-engine government and the BJP in power in the state right now wants to come back. The kind of role that Prime Minister Narendra Modi plays in BJP's campaigning in state politics in particular, the manner in which the national comes to local in many ways. The idea of double-engine government is also defined by Prime Minister and your Chief Minister working together. But do you also see it as an overwhelming reliance on the figure of Prime Minister? So much so that the BJP chief says, rest your faith commitment with Prime Minister, give Karnataka to the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister will then uplift it. There seems to be not as much conversations about the potential of the BJP Karnataka leaders to raise the level of the state.
If you see our Twitter handles, Karnataka Twitter handles, or any local Twitter handles that we have, our Facebook handles, social media handles, or our media panelists when we go to different TVs, we talk about the local issues. See, our party is at the national level, 18 crore people are our party members today, biggest party. From the Panna Pramukh level, up to the Prime Minister President level, or even international issues. Recently we bought people from Sudan, like this, we bought people from Ukraine, like this. Everywhere governance is working.
That's the issue I'm talking about.
Okay, see,
Anandji, you're talking about, I understand that getting Indians back who stuck in, but that is not the issue of Karnataka. Why are achievements of national politics almost always used on a platter?
If I want to talk
very
about...
briefly, then I'll...
I would like to talk about some of the achievements here. Okay, see, when
so my question was, do you see this presence of Prime Minister, one as an advantage, but also the disadvantage is sort of almost undervalues your own.
It's not a disadvantage at all. In fact, see, this is an amalgamation. When you have such a famous public figure, everybody wants to talk about that. But see, for example, the vaccine deliverance that happened in Karnataka, it was one of the best way. And which department did it? The health department did it. The Kannadigas did this. Okay, our own people, our own doctors, our own nurse, our own Asha Karyakartas, they did the work. Okay, so this is something which happened, which people talked about. But now after 3 years, nobody is talking about them. Again, they'll blame them for one medicine not available or one syringe not available. But ultimately, this is something which happened during the BJP governance only. So all these small things, or the deliverance of Sakala, which is getting better and better day to day, that is because of BJP government, Bommai's government. So all these things are something which Karnataka government is delivering. Okay, but what happens is our prime ministers charisma is so big now across the world that media always talks about it, and our opposition people also have to talk about them every day. So that because of that, it gets more media mileage. That's it. Otherwise, people are doing their work from the grassroots level up to the top.
Right. Dr. Haq, my question to you is twofold. One, of course, is it's a reality. How do you counter Prime Minister Modi's brand that he brings in the state elections? And two, why not talk about your leaders? Your leaders, Rahul Gandhi, for example, is also now actively campaigning in Karnataka. Could this election become Prime Minister Modi versus Rahul Gandhi election? Then the whole idea of anti-incumbency really goes out of the window, because then we're not talking about the performance of the state government or what are you promising. How do you see that could go? Both these factors, Prime Minister's charisma and if it could become a PM Modi and Rahul Gandhi contest, according to you.
3 times my friend has quoted that, in the corona times, the best healthcare was delivered. We should really be grateful to BJP, because if it was not for BJP, I don't think so anybody would have got treated for corona. I mean, any other prime minister wouldn't have. It's a duty of anybody who is ruling the country or ruling the state to deliver the healthcare.
Right, but come to the main
Let us not take the credit, It is the people.
Okay,
It's a pandemic. It was not a nasty situation.
Credit to health department, madam. I hope you
it was not
heard
a
the
nasty
Asha
situation.
Karyakartas
Let's come to
also.
the main question so that we can also take some audience questions. Prime Minister's brand that he brings.
What does BJP have other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his brand? They have an
It is enough for
excellent
them to
PR.
win the
They have an
election. How do you see it?
See, there was an aura, there was a charm created by Narendra Modi that entire world saw it, entire country saw it. But do you think that insists where the
What do
work
you
is not
think? The
happening?
question is for you. What do you
I
think?
don't think so.
The contest is for
I
you.
don't think so. It will carry on, because at the ground level, at the ground reality, what a poor person takes into his mouth, what he is wearing, what is the facility, is he able to pay his bills, is he able to pay his hospital bills? That is the core thing. We cannot talk about Prime Minister Modi and Rahul Gandhi here when it comes to state politics. It is about our people, it is about the state, it is about the breadwinners.
But this political binary has happened, Dr. Haq. I'm not quoting just out of nowhere. This PM Modi and Rahul Gandhi binary happens the moment there is a ground for that. Do you fear that something like that could happen, is my question.
See, for that case you have to see, obviously Prime Minister Modi is the Prime Minister, so he is BJP and BJP is battling here, so definitely he will definitely play a role. So same way as it is Rahul Gandhi is the face of Congress, and his influence will also be taken into regard. But at the end of the day, state politics is entirely different. Whenever there is an assembly election, whenever there is an election for these MLAs, it is the heart of the people. They connect to their MLAs, they connect to the ground realities. So I repeat, what we eat, what we wear, where are we taking is the ground issue, sir. That has to be tackled. That definitely has to be tackled. And let me quote here, Mr. Bommai has very badly failed in delivering whatever he could have.
You seem to not be affected by Prime Minister's presence, his campaign power. Fair enough, it is for people to decide, of course. Mrityunjay, if I can come to you. In all honesty, Aam Aadmi Party, we also see a certain cult presence of Arvind Kejriwal at the center of it. Sort of you use his name, his face, his personality in the manner in which you present yourself. How do you see, juxtapose it, when Prime Minister comes to the state to campaign for the BJP with all firepower? What is your perspective on it, and what is the potential for it to work for the BJP?
As I already said, 47% people say they don't want BJP in Karnataka. Out of the 47%, 27% are Narendra Modi voters. So today in Karnataka, people have lost hopes that maybe Narendra Modi is good for the nation, but he's not good for the state. He's not able to control the 40% corruption. When Kempaiah sent a letter to Narendra Modi that there is a 40% corruption happening, Narendra Modi, sent the letter back to the Secretary of the State, say that please go and investigate. Like asking a thief to investigate about himself, right? So people today in Karnataka have lost their trust.
Arvind Kejriwal, no?
Right, lost their trust.
To talk about your leader.
Literally lost their trust. Hence, it is very clear this time BJP is not going to come to power. I'm wondering if they even win 50 seats out of the 224 seats what we have.
Satish Kumar, sir, if I can come to you. What is the power of brand Modi? How do you see it, its impact in Karnataka? Does it have the power to overturn anti-incumbency that we were talking about earlier?
The topic for the discussion, anti-incumbency wave and double-engine government, is itself contradictory. Because in Karnataka, BJP has not come on its own to the power till now.
An important point. Yes.
Besides, the central government, the BJP government is in power from 2014. So if anti-incumbency were to affect, this effect should be reflected against the central government also, even if it's double engine. So the subject itself is contradictory. We don't know how the BJP would perform if it would come to power on its own. We have never seen it. They've always come through the back door.
But my question was about the kind of impact that
I'm coming to that.
Going all round blazing can have.
So when the subject is contradictory and you are banking wholly on the aura of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
We want to understand if it works, and if it works, why it works. That's the idea.
Still the BJP is banking on it, and still the people are voting for Modi. Brand Modi. It's actually brand Modi. Like our friend said, almost 27% of the people vote for Modi. Then it's a wonder how this anti-incumbency wave is not affecting the central government. Still there is a big following for Modi that nobody can deny.
And then
Compared
we
to
have to
any
wait and
other
watch.
leader.
So there is an acknowledgement of it, but again we leave it to the people to decide really what kind of an impact it can have. And let's turn to the people now. It's time for your questions. Please be brief, specific question. If you have a particular leader that you want to put the question to, that would be great.
Congress party who says we will give you 5 guarantees when you come to power. When you see our budget, in our budget they are already, Karnataka is a deficit budget. They don't have any money. So what trust will I have? Will you fulfill that guarantees? Is my question.
Right. Dr. Sarahag,
Yeah, because when Congress comes to power, definitely there will not be any 40% commission, so there will be a lot of savings there. So that is one promise we can say, because we are not going to take any 40% commission. And for sure, when Congress comes to power, Congress will know how to tackle it, because Congress is simply not given all these promises.
We have the scars to vote whichever political party we need. At the same way, you also have the appeal or seeking for us to cast vote for your own groups. So why do you give bribe in the terms of monetary or electronic items or any clothing brand to the people for your votes?
This is something which is one of the main things that youngsters are observing today, and they're seeing the kind of politics is happening at the ground level and are asking these questions. And every politician has to hang their head in shame, because this is what started in politics after Indira Gandhi came to power in 1967.
What's
and
your
this,
response in this context right now?
It is something which is going to get cleansed in this election, and I'm sure in coming elections it's going to become better and better. By the time your generation reaches their 40s and 50s, please remove this from our country and let our country become one of the best democracies.
The contribution of people of Karnataka in terms of tax.
Yes.
For every 1 rupee, Karnataka is not even getting 50 paisa back.
I will answer you, sir.
What exactly is the strategy wherein at least we can have for 1 rupee contribution, we are not asking for more.
I will answer you exactly.
1 rupee back.
I will answer you. This is a wonderful question, and this is a false narrative again. Please listen to this answer of mine. I have already talked about this. Yes. See, every rupee that we give has to come back to our state as per the federal laws of India. Okay, as per the state and central laws, every rupee has to come back, whatever tax we pay, other than the defense expenses and certain central government expenses, centralized expenses. So, if Karnataka pays more tax, within 3 years period, it comes back to us through some scheme or the other, sir. Like for example, this national highway that was built, it has a major contribution from the central side also. The metro that is getting built, that has a major contribution from the central side also. So this is a false narrative by the opposition again. If West Bengal or Kerala contributes less, and sometimes gets a little more because of some flood or some natural disaster that happens, then they are paid a little extra in 1 year, then next year it will be compensated. So like this, the financial settlement happens in India, sir, and this is a false narrative. Don't believe that false narrative.
Okay. The manner in which parties turn to one another on the issue of corruption, one wonders how soon a very clearer picture about the vision of a no corruption society can be put together. But let us hope that these dialogues, these conversations take us towards that vision. On that note, let me thank all the leaders who joined us today. Thank you, Anand Gurumurthy from the BJP.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sarah Haas.
Thanks a lot to the audience.
Manjay Gauraji, thank you very much. Ashok Mrityunjay, Satish Kumarji, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to all the audience members for those wonderful questions. Round of applause for the spirit of conversation that you showed. With that, we conclude this very special conversation.